Hey folks, getting right into this, here's the comparison between two of the best ANC headphones on the market. Hopefully I can help you make that purchase decision. Let me know in the comment section down below, are you guys team Bose or team Sony? Should be really interesting to see which one is winning in this video. First up, both retails for $349. Sony tends to have more sales over time than Bose, but for your convenience, I'll place my affiliate links down in that video description below. Click on those links and they'll give you the most updated prices in real time. You never know when these things might go on sale. So going over the physical build first, this is honestly subjective on which one looks better. You can decide. Both are built very well here for its price range, but comparing to each other, the Sony does feel to have slightly better faux leather at the headband and what feels to be beefier construction. Now some may say it feels more solid. Now with Bose, it still feels quality built, but it's much lighter. Not solid, but space age kind of design. The reason being, hang with me here, this is the lightest pair of ANC headphones I've tested. And I'm telling you, when you pick this up for the first time, you're going to notice it. And for years, Bose still holds onto that title, coming in at 232 grams, and the Sony 1000X M3s comes in at still a respectable 254 grams. Now, as for comfort, as you can imagine, the Bose QC35ii are amazing to wear. Not only is it super light on the crown of the head, but the ear cups are fully open, allowing my ears to breathe and never touch the inside of the ear cup. With the Sonys, it feels fine on the head, but comparing the two, since this is a versus video basically, the 1000X M3s has less of that minimalist / light and airy feel. The ear cups feels ever so slightly more stuffy, and my ears slightly touches the inside of the ear cup, and I've noticed in warmer environments, my ears tended to sweat much easier on the 1000Xs. Now, during my time testing, and honestly just wearing them since they're my two main headphones for now, I could wear these Sonys for a long time compared to other brands, but compared to the Bose, I do tend to take it off and take more breaks when wearing the 1000Xs. Now, my winner for comfort is Bose, hands down, no question. Now touching base on controls, Sony is amazing with touch sensitivity. Swiping up and down, left and right, adjust volume and skips and go backs on songs. You can also place your right hand over the ear cup and this will turn on the microphones and let in your surrounding environment, surrounding audio in. Now it's perfect when your headphones are comfortably seated. You don't want to take them off and you see someone coming over to you, let's say in the office, maybe in transit or so. Hey, what's going on? That's basically it. Now with Bose's control, it doesn't feel as high tech, but it's hella easy to identify, easy to reach, no gimmicks, no fuss right here. It's very easy to do. Just reach back there and press. Both headphones, you can allow different levels of active noise canceling to be in effect. There's a button right on the ear cup themselves, but more on the ANC performance later. Now that very same button, both headphones features voice assistant built in. With Bose's latest update, the Bose QC35iis have both Google Assistant and Alexa, while Sony only has Google Assistant for the time being. Now both headphones do offer a headphone port. Bose offers a 2.5mm, while the Sony offers a 3.5mm input. Now I did test and confirm both headphones are able to play audio with a physical cord and the headphones completely off. So if your batteries are low or dead basically, you can still listen to your music. ANC, volume adjustments, and skipping songs are the only things that won't work. The last thing I wanted to point out, the QC35ii still uses a micro USB port for charging, while the Sony 1000X Mark IIIs uses the newest USB connection. Now both headphones do not work while charging. Both headphones do not work while connected to a PC either, so you can't listen and charge at the same time, maybe in future models. Now regarding battery life, Bose offers up to 20 hours of use. Sony offers up to 30 hours worth of use with ANC on. Bose offers 15 minutes of charging for 2.5 hours of playback. Sony, on the other hand, 10 minutes gives you 5 freaking hours back. This is class leading at the moment. Sony clearly wins. But what Bose has that Sony doesn't, the QC35iis can actively pair with 2 devices at the same time. With the 1000X M3s, it's only one. So if you're on your cell phone and you get to the office, you have to unpair the Sonys, then repair that with your computer. It's a bit of a nuisance on Sony's end. If you're intending on switching quite a bit, that's something to take into consideration. Now, while Bose runs out of major tech features, Sony continues with automatic active noise canceling adjustments. For example, if you're sitting, the headphones will be on maximum ANC, and while walking or in transit, the Sony headphones lets in a little more or maybe a little bit less environmental noise, again, automatically. You can customize how much within the Sony headphone app. Now, the switching was sometimes delayed, and you can see more details about that in the dedicated video review. I'll place that in the video description down below. But also within the app, there's sound profiles and a built-in equalizer, which honestly wasn't as appealing or responsive as I would have liked though. I felt as though the app on Sony was great to adjust the text settings rather than being good at tweaking the audio. What the freak? Gotta type on my teleprompter. But again, to be fair though, Bose is very similar though within the app as well. It's mostly for changing headphone settings. Now, the last extra that might be enticing for someone to buy, Sony includes LDAC. In layman terms, it's the best and clearest wireless audio transmission at the moment. Of course, you need a phone or device that also supports LDAC, but mainly Android phones with Android version 8.0 or higher should be perfectly fine. And many have scrutinized Bose for not even including a high quality codec. There's no LDAC and there's no aptX on here. There's only SBC and AAC. Now, I know that's a lot of jargon, but like I said in the channel before, don't let tech specs alone dictate your decision. This could mean less quality audio on Bose, but I'll get into my audio test very soon. But if you're spec focused, to be fair, Sony wins in offering the best tech available. There's no denying that. Now, one last thing before we get into the audio test, I want to mention the carrying cases for those traveling or placing these in their bags. Now, both headphones do fold flat here for easy stowing. Both cases provides ample protection against scuffs, but the Bose case is a little bit stiffer. Let me open this up real quick right here. And as you guys can see, if I just bend it like this, it's much more rigid. Now, Sony does feel a little bit thinner. I did prefer Bose's case with an inline pocket as well. It's much easier to throw my cables in there. And with Sony's, the little slots, I had to make a little bit extra effort in folding the cables and trying to keep it compact. Now, both cases have a very similar footprint, so size isn't too different at all. Both cases have a quality zipper, and both cases have a pocket on the rear for other random storage. All right, folks, I'm gonna give you some active noise canceling samples. Please put on your headphones or earphones, as that's the only way you'll be able to hear this 3D audio test. Afterwards, I'll break my ANC analysis down. Here we go, folks.
Noise canceling. Battery 100%. Connected to Tyler's SAMSUNGS8.
And there you have it, folks. Now, when I tested the QC35ii's versus the last generation Sony headphones, that's the Mark II's, Sony beat the Bose by a smidge. That's literally it. Both headphones at the time offered amazing, stellar, and surreal ANC performance. At the time, I thought we reached that pinnacle, as I felt it really did well across the board. But with the new Sony Mark III's here, holy freak, Sony made my Bose sound like an average performer. When I listen to them side by side, taking them on and off here, the Sony blocks out much more airy noise from fans, AC units, casual ambience around the city. In noisy environments, the Sony does cut out a little more chatter, but movement in busy cafes, restaurants, and on those were noticeably different. I didn't have my binaurals on my airplane ride here, but using the 1000X Mark III's on my international flight, a lot of the flight noise, wind, engine, what have you, were muffled. In simplest terms, honestly, the Sony did a lot better, and that's all through unbiased testing here. So all right, folks, let's get into the audio test. Please put on your headphones or earphones again. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and please light up the comment section with those fire emojis. All right, folks, here we go. All right, folks, hopefully you got your headphones or earphones on. You're going to hear 3D audio sound. A lot of directional audio going on right now. But I'm going to try the Bose QC35ii's first. So here we go. Get ready.
I try to see where my luck goes. I just don't know how it slips out. There must be some kind of black hole in this house. Every person could be you, though. A pretty guy with a halo. But who am I kidding, please now? I gotta realize that you have fallen down. So I take my chances tonight. I gotta choose fight instead of flight. It's really amazing how you got me treading on you now. Stone cold, there's nothing saving you. Apart we'll go, but you know I think of you. Swimming through an ocean wide, run around the world for reasons. Came home with none, but you know I think of you. Drowning, I'm fighting the worst in you. Falling.
Oh, hey, welcome back. So there you have it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. For those new to the channel, hopefully you had enough tissues there. The Sony does have a bit more bass and rumble though, and I personally love it for movie watching and music genres of hip-hop and EDM. No question, if you like bass, the Sony 1000X Mark III's is the better one. If you like a warmer vocal performance, the Sony is ideal. Bassy tracks, the Sony does offer a very good amount of clarity and fidelity. At times was better than Bose by offering fine details in instruments and vocals. On bassy songs, the vocals are slightly recessed though, and not as pronounced compared to the Bose QC35ii's. That's when the Bose did better. Now, to put it in a nutshell, Bose has punchy and more controlled, staying within its own frequency range type of bass. For most average consumers, Bose will surely be enough though, and be the ideal pair of headphones for those who prefer a more balanced audio signature, again compared to the Sony that is, or those who use their headphones heavy for vocals and instrumental listening. Now, either pair of headphones are not bad, but they do have their own unique characteristics that's purely subjective. Either you prefer a lot of bass or you don't, basically. Now, Bose offers that clarity and fidelity in the mid-range consistently across the board, no matter what genre or how much bass is offered in that particular song. But on the top end was where I felt it slightly softened a little bit here. The Bose QC35ii's here, high frequencies is where I think most people might agree. The upper parts of the mid-range, Bose tends to push this area a bit forward, making the S's in vocal work a bit harsh, especially when you listen to the Bose headphones at high volume. Now, this did happen on Sony as well, but it happened much less frequently. Sony tends to keep it in a much more neutral experience in those high frequency ranges. Now, both headphones had their own way of presenting sound separation and sound stage. Both are good in their own way again, with Bose being very distinct on left and right audio channels and what felt to be a slightly wider soundstage. With Sony, music felt as though it had more depth, that is, simply because of the lower frequencies being hit. It was just less wide or less open, in my personal opinion, when I compared the two. At the end of the day, for very casual listening, when you're not blasting this and using a pair of headphones for work, which means several hours of wearing at a time, I personally recommend the Bose QC35ii's. They're easy to listen to, easy to wear, and provides just enough of everything to make these headphones overall great. But if your priority is noise canceling and bass, Sony is for you. If you ask me which one I personally use, I know not everyone can do this, and I'm not trying to flex or anything like that, but I wear the Bose at work when I'm sitting for long periods of times, and the Sonys are usually at home for entertainment and times when I just want to lose myself in music and not want to have to focus on work. If I were to fly again, or if I did use public transportation, I'd stick with the Sonys. As for audio, I felt the Sonys provided a better listening experience. It's because I do listen to more pop, hip hop, and EDM personally. So I hope this comparison helped you in some way. Thank you very much for watching all the way through here. Again, check out my links down in that video description for my social media handles and updated prices. You guys take care. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.